tequila.
So good to see people on. We got Cindy's from Vancouver. Hey, Cindy, how you doing? Is it as hot out in Vancouver? Let me know how hot it is where you are. Is it as hot in Vancouver as it is everywhere else? Jen's from Scotland. I bet you guys are just like, golfing and raining and carrying on. And then, of course, we got Jay Stir. He's hopefully with Cindy. If not, Jay, wherever you are, hopefully you're where you're supposed to be. We got Kathy's joining us from Edmonton, Alberta. She put Edmonton because I always say she's from Calgary and she's really from Edmonton. Kathy, I think it was cold where you are. Is it freezing out there? And then, of course, we got Dave. He's with Jen over in Scotland. French Bread is with us here. She's hanging out in the air conditioning, I believe. And Cindy, at least we have Central Air. And Beach Music TV is joining us. Beach Music TV, we are in, Burlington, Ontario, Canada. And I think Beach Music TV's joined us before. Carolinas, have I got that right? Let me know. I think you're down that way, but I might be mistaken. Anyway, we are going to hopefully help you how to beat the heat today. We got some funny hacks about the heat until tomorrow when it turns probably freezing cold and you're shoveling snow. But anyway, I think this one describes it pretty well, don't you?
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
All right, I know some of you are cold, so that was your warm-up to the rest of you that are already sweating. Just disregard that. We're just getting started anyway. Hey, you know what? We're going to give you some funny beach hacks. I will warn you, I don't know if these are true or not, so don't try these at home without a doctor. Just, in other words, don't sue me. That's how this is going to work. Anyway, let's have some fun. It's good to be live back. We missed a couple of weeks because of events, so we're back on our regular schedule now, which is good. As you know, we do live every other week, and then the replay is the week after. Anyway, here's the first beach hack for today. Or not beach hack. I know we did a whole show on beach hacks. That's why I'm saying that. Heat hacks is what it should be. Have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried to freeze your pillow? I'm not talking about sleeping with somebody that's so cold. Not that. I'm talking about freezing your pillow. So here's what they say. When high temperatures don't abate at night, the heat can interfere with your sleep. Of course, if you're hot, you're not going to have a good sleep. I know that for sure. One quick remedy is to bunch up your pillow, put it in a plastic bag, and stick it in the freezer for 10 minutes. Now, for those of you that have tried a slushie and experienced brain freeze, I'm not sure this is going to work so well. Anyway, they're saying if your freezer is, I like this part, if your freezer is already full of ice cream, save space by freezing just your pillowcase. I would just eat the ice cream. The quick freeze creates a temporary cooling effect that may help you doze off or freeze until you don't even know what day it is. And of course, the pillowcase in the freezer so you can make a quick switch if you wake up in the middle of the night sweltering hot. I'm not sure if that works. I'm not even sure I want to try it. I will eat the ice cream though. That sounds good. Anyway, UB40 says, don't worry, if it happens again, try this. This next one here is one of my favorites. I just saw the video the other day. If you want to just get some feeling of the islands, then a little Gramps Morgan's always in line. Here's one called Islander. That's what most of us are between the months of December and February. Beach Music TV's got to go, but that's fine. We're going to keep this rolling along as so. Have you ever thought about making your own air conditioner? Talk about do it yourself. The only one I would trust to do this is Luke. Everybody else, I'm not sure it's going to work. But we should try this in Barbados. We should really try this. All right, so here's how you do it. You take a styrofoam cooler. I think one of us should be able to get that. And we have our brewskis in there. Transform it into a real cooler by adding 2 dryer vents and a small fan. Essentially creating a do-it-yourself air conditioner for less than $10. Now, I don't know what you do with the beer in there. They say, carefully trace the circumstances of the fan. So you get some fans and you put it on the outside and you trace it around so you have openings on both sides. And then it says, cut along the lines, vacuum up any stray bits of foam, and insert the vents and fan into the openings. And then fill with plastic bottles of water, freeze them until solid, and then place them in the cooler. I'm just going to drink the brewskis. That's way easier. But you might have that stuff in your purse. Here's one from the Calypso Crooner.
The story gets worse when I tell you what she put in she purse.
Oh, we got Diane from Maple Bay joining us, and you know what? This one will make you a hot shot if you have a cooler like that. Here's old Jimmy Cliff. If you're looking to get your beer or whatever you're drinking cold in a hurry, here's how they say to do it. Take whatever it is, wrap it in a paper towel under a cold tap. So you put the paper towel under a cold tap of water, then you wrap it around the can or bottle that you're trying to, and put it in the freezer. And they say in 15 minutes or less, your drink will be chilled to perfection. Why? Here's what the scientists say. The scientists say that one easy explanation is the water on the towel evaporates, drawing heat from the bottle and making it cool faster. I don't know if that works, but if you're in Barbados, this is the perfect bar to go to. Here's a little One Love. This goes out to Cindy. She wanted to hear this one. Happy hour, exactly 4 minutes from now. Whichever time zone you're in.
It's gonna be all right.
Oh, it's going to be all right now.
Don't worry.
Happy hour time. You know what that is. Let's start out with the watermelon crawl, shall we? Cheers, everybody. I gotta show you guys something before we go too far. You're probably wondering what this is. Hold on. Oh God, it's heavy. Oh, jeez. All right, so this be my little friend. All right, so you're probably wondering what this is. This is a flamingo. I guess I should turn it this way. And stuff. Everything from fake ferns to fake leaves. Well, to fake everything, actually. That thing's heavy. That thing's heavy for a reason, because it was light and we put rocks in it to hold it down. So the reason I've got that is because for those of you that were at Steve and Angelica's party last year, we did our Tropical Daze Show live, and we tried sticking flamingos in the ground. That doesn't work if you A, don't have ground, or don't have grass, and B, it didn't look the best. So I had to do a spring fling event not too long ago where we did the Tropical Daze Show live for a client. And so we made those. So I got there's another one. Wait. This is my other little friend. So that one's a flamingo. This one's a great blue heron, which are my favorite birds because I like those tall birds. Anyway, so I had each of those. If you saw our spring fling event picture, you probably saw them already. So I thought that was cool. So, but then we had to get rid of a base that had rocks in it. So I said, hey, instead of just throwing the rocks out, let's put them in the bottom of this. So that's why they're so heavy. It's like a workout. Anyway, that's what we're doing anyway. Hey, Jen wanted to hear this one. Here's Summer Breeze by the Isley Brothers. Here we go. Good choice, Jen. Anyway, that's the story behind these thingamajigs. $10 each. Cindy loves my stories, but Carmen might have another edition. Oh, we're having fun. It's good to be back live with you guys. Hey, Kathy wanted to hear this one. Here's little Otis Redding sitting on the dock of the bay. We had our Sound of Music Festival in Burlington last weekend. Always a great one. And this guy played. We went out to see him, a little Julian Taylor. He played Friday night at the festival. I was hoping he would play this song, but he didn't. So I'll play it. Here we go, a little back again. This goes out to you, Diana Maple Bay. I know this is one of your favorites. Hope you're having a good afternoon, whatever you're doing. I got another heat hack for you right after this.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
Now, what do you do when your drink is empty like this? Or you drank all the beer in the ice bucket. Here's what they say you should do. All right? If you're set a bowl on the table, so take a bowl of ice. I don't know if it's going to work with a glass, but take a bowl of ice and put it in front of a table fan. Didn't work. As the ice melts, the fan will blow cooler air towards you. I got to try this. I think I need a fan. It doesn't work just blowing. And you have to be fairly close. So they say the best place to try this is while working at your desk. How many of you are going to get fired for doing this working at your desk? Or if you're not working, place the fan bowl combo near the stove on your kitchen counter while you're cooking. I'm not sure I would try any of that. I would do what the folks in Navan, Ontario do. I would just drink red wine because that's way easier. You don't have to worry about ice. You don't have to worry about the fans. You don't have to worry about the stove. All right, so Kathy just asked if I could give her some tips for beating the cold. Kathy, it is June, but we'll try. So here's what I came up with. I can't stop laughing. I don't know if you have these. Kathy, do you have women's knee-high socks? You can easily cut them into toddler leggings. You can make your own hand warmers with Ziploc bags and calcium chloride ice melt pellets. Do not try this at home. And this one's the best. Put socks on your toilet seats. I'm not sure why. But they're not pretty, but they're a little warmer. Also put socks on your windshield wipers. Will keep the snow off them. Oh my gosh. And to avoid floor mess caused by the wet, muddy boots and socks, create a mat out of a big tray lined with small stones. I don't know if that's going to help, but it's my way of thinking. Here we go, a little UB40. Oh my God, sorry, Kathy, that's all I can come with on short notice. I'm going back to heat hacks. I got another hack for you, and not a winter one.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
So sorry, Kathy, we're doing heat hacks today, but Kathy, I wanted to warm her up. I think they had a heat wave in Alberta last week, and now they're freezing this week. But have you tried this one? Have you tried dipping your sheets? I know. I haven't tried this either. I haven't tried any of these, to be honest with you. Apparently, this is an Egyptian method that promises to keep you cool on hot summer nights. Did you know that? So here's what you do. You take a bed sheet or a large bath towel with cool water. Now, I don't know about you guys. In Barbados, though, when I'm sweating a lot, I actually sleep on a bath towel. That's the sheets are just soaked. So I'm already doing this. If you're wetting the bed, I'm going to leave that alone. It's totally up to you. But wet a bed sheet. Wet a bed sheet, not that way. Wet a bed sheet with water or a large bath towel with cool water and wring it out or run it through your washer spin cycle until it's damp but not dripping. So you want it damp but not dripping. This will be your new beat the heat blanket. Keep a spray bottle filled with water and a small amount of rubbing alcohol at your bedside. If you wake up warm, give the sheet an additional spritz. Another idea in the same vein is to wet and wring out a sheet and hang it in front of the open window nearest to your bed to make any breeze even more delightful. That's what they say you should do. Here's what's really going to happen. I'm going to keep a spray bottle by the side of the bed. It's going to hit Carmen and I'm going to get hit. And then at that point, I'm going to need not rubbing alcohol, real alcohol by my bedside. And when I wake up, I will get an additional spritz. So I already know how this is going to work. You know what? I'm just going to rum like everybody else. Here we go. I got to give you another hack. This one. Do you know when people tell you to play a record counterclockwise to hear the real meaning of the record? Like it's like got this satanic message in it. Okay. You can do the same things with your ceiling fan. I know. I don't make this stuff up. It says, for optimal cooling in the summer, your air should blow straight down rather than up towards the ceiling. I guess if you're running your ceiling fan and it's going the right direction, it's taking the air up to the ceiling. I did not know this. That's why I'm the DJ and not like an electrical engineer. They say if you run it in counterclockwise, it'll do the trick. The airflow produced creates a wind chill effect that makes you feel cooler. Be sure to adjust the fan speed as the weather heats up. The warmer the weather, the higher the speed. And remember that you can set your AC thermostat a little higher when you're running ceiling fans. The stuff you learned, I don't know. This one reminds me of Cool Runnings. It's actually called Cool Runnings. There you go, Everyday People by Sly and the Family Stone. I'm Everyday People too. Hey, today's tips came to you from Bob Vila, V-I-L-A. leadpedalradio.com if you want to figure out how to keep cool this summer.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
So crazy.
See you next time, everybody. Love you guys. Bye for now.
You're listening to Let Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.